your growth is limited by your vocabulary. What do I mean by that? So there was a time where I was like wondering, why am I not changing, or why is it that the ideas come to my head that I apply don't work as what I wanted to, right? Like, why am I not making more money, or why am I not getting happier and all that stuff, right? And one of the mentors that I had mentioned this point that was pretty cool, and he told me that your growth is limited by the level of your vocabulary that you have. And what he meant by that is, like, where you are right now in your life, you are there because of what you already know and what you're applying. And where we get those things that we apply, where, like, even your mindset of the thoughts you have that you apply, think about where do they come from. And if you really sit down, dig deep and whatnot, you notice that most of it comes from our parents, right? Because that's who we spend most of our time with, or whoever you spend the time with, right? Whether maybe it was your aunt that you spend your time with, or whoever you spend most of your time with, most of our ideas come from them. Because when we're kids, we see adults, and the adults that are near us and we spend most of our time with, as authority, and we tend to listen to whatever the authority says and accept that as the truth, as the reality. But if you ask yourself, who did I spend most of my time with growing up, ages of 0 to, let's say, 6-7 years old, if it's the parents, whoever it is, then ask yourself, do they have or did they have the things that I wanted, or do they today have the things that I wanted, right? If they're still around. And if the answer is no, meaning they don't have the type of money that you want, you don't have the type of relationship. If they do, then listen to them in terms of that. Like, let's say your parents, if they've been together for 40 plus years, ask them how they did it. And if you apply that mindset, then you'll have that too. But let's say money wise, if they didn't make, I don't know, you want to make 10,000 a month, whatever it is, and they're making 3,000 a month, then you can't listen to that advice, because then you make 3,000 a month. Now as an adult, I don't know how old you are watching this. Now you're exposed to social media, YouTube, Instagram, all this stuff, and you're seeing what's possible. You're seeing how much people make, how many different industries there are. But if you're really honest with yourself, it doesn't matter how much you know, how many courses you took, how many YouTube videos you watched, or any of that. You're still not making the type of money that you want. You're still not happy with the life that you have. And it comes down to your vocabulary. Meaning, even though you're being exposed to new information, you still don't have a way of getting it down to the part of your brain where you're actually then applying it, right? Many people, I was part of it too. I would learn so many things, but never apply it. I know people who read books, listen to audiobooks, listen to YouTube videos, but never apply any of it, right? And that goes back to then another concept I had to understand of, okay, then how do I increase my vocabulary, my understanding, my thoughts, my understanding of what I need to apply? And then I had to look at this point of, like, have you noticed as you get older, it becomes much more difficult to learn just any new things in general, whether it comes to like a language, right? Like, as an adult, it's much harder to learn a new language versus, you know, a kid that's like 2 years old or a few months old or 3 years old. Children pick it up much faster. And the reason for that is they have something called natural learning ability that's open. And that's why as kids, whatever they see, they just replicate and do it. That's why a child that sees their parent do something, they'll start replicating. And that's why you see some kids and you're like, damn, you're just like your dad, or you're just like your mom. That's where it comes from, because they have the ability to replicate. So imagine if in those years you were around wealthy people, then you'll be wealthy too, right? So then I was like, okay, well, my natural learning ability is closed, because it closes around 6 or 7 years old, right? And look into this stuff for yourself and actually do the research. And then And then I was like, okay, then how do I get that open? And then that's where I went to some random event it was in Punta Cana back in early 2019, like February 2019. And I met some individuals there that introduced like this technology software that allows you to open that natural learning ability back up at any age. And ever since I started using that, all of a sudden my money started growing. My I got into a relationship, and who I was based on that, the past Mahyar, I would have never been in a relationship. I'm not even joking. And now I'm in a relationship, and we're at her parents' place here in Michigan. They got a real nice backyard and everything. But it all happened because I was able to open that natural learning ability, and everything that I was learning from YouTube and courses and all that in terms of making money, all that stuff, I just put it directly into the part of my brain where now I'm actually doing the things. I don't have to think about it. And anytime, ask yourself, like, you ever learn something and you can't remember it later, or you have to really think about it of like, wait, what was that thing? Oh yeah, that's right, that's what it. Think of it as like, if you have to think about it, that means you're not doing it and you're not going to get the result you want. Because imagine if you had to think about your breathing, if you had to think about your, I don't know, heart beating, right? It's like you'd be dead very fast, you know? So it's like, ask yourself, for you, and obviously that technology thing I can't share much here. If you want, you could reach out. Someone emailed me the other day asking me about what I've used to grow so much, all that stuff. You can either email me or contact me on Facebook, Instagram. It's all in the description. And I'm open. We could hop on a Zoom call, whatever, and just chat, right? Because I wish I had access to this information, or at least someone who had access to information where I could just hop on a call with them. I wish I would watch a YouTube video where the guy was like, look, here's what I use to actually get results, and I'm open to just sharing with you, like, on a call without charging hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. And most of the people that are sharing something or trying to sell you on, it's just some other course or some other thing, right? It doesn't take you to the point that I'm talking about of actually opening up that natural learning ability. Most of the gurus don't even know what that is, what the natural learning ability even is. Most people don't even know where their thoughts come from, but then they tell everyone, hey, change your thoughts, change your thinking, and then you change your reality. And then I'm like, okay, but where does our thoughts come from? And they say two things. They're like, oh, that's a good question, or two, I never thought about it. And I'm like, okay, well, if you never thought about it, then how are you telling people to change their thoughts, right? So for me, I had to learn all that, and then obviously now the results are there, and you could watch other videos I have posted. One called I think I have them in the description too, like how I made 10,000 in one day by age 21 or something. And in there I share more about that stuff. But now I'm at a point where it's like beyond just getting materialistic stuff. Now I'm at a point where I want to land, I want to have family, kids, and things like that, right? So yeah, so for you, if you've been wondering why am I not going, it's because you haven't opened that natural learning ability. And everything you're listening to is just, imagine there's like a storm in your mind. The information is just going in there, spinning around, and then it can't get through to your brain, right? It just spins there and then gets lost, right? And so that's where that comes from. And I wish I knew this, years ago. But so yeah, if you want to learn more about that, reach out. But this is the main point that I wish, again, I knew. So leave in the comments if it makes sense, if there's something you've been wanting and you're like, damn, now it makes sense why I haven't gotten it, because I'm not taking it to that part of my brain, that unconscious part where I could just do it, right? So if you have something like that, leave it in the comments. I always respond to every comment because I barely get any comments anyway, so I respond to that. And if this type of information resonates, and for me, I always told myself I'm gonna first get all the results and then start posting videos on the stuff that I've done that I know it works. And for me, I come from Iran, a third world country, so I was like, if anything that works for me, it will definitely work for anyone that lives in even a third world country now at this point, right? So yeah, don't be afraid of leaving a comment, reaching out, email, Facebook, whatever you use, and then just subscribe and share this video with someone that you care about, that you want them to also grow with you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.